Hello and welcome into the SorareData Game Week 419 preview. I am Andrew Laird. You can find me as Lairdinho on Sorare. Joined today by Harry Trades, stepping in for Quinny, who is, I don't know if I want to give this away where he is, but let's just say.
I think Twitter knows. I
Oh,
think
does
he
Twitter
gave a
know
big.
already? All right. So Quinny is going
He's doing
to
like a
Celtic.
massive giveaway. Yeah.
Yeah. Quinny is going to the Quinny Derby that I nicknamed on Monday, the Celtic Atletico Madrid Champions League match today. So good luck to Celtic and all of Quinny's SO5. Actually, I don't know if he even played any of his Madrid guys. Knowing him, he didn't, and we all love that. But Harry, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, no problem, mate. I'm always happy to step in when needed, and yeah, let's get into things.
Harry, who do you think is the top favorite? Have you looked ahead for this weekend?
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend I haven't led. Sorry, it would have been. I wouldn't have guessed it though, because I just don't follow the fixtures like for teams that I don't know type of thing. But yeah.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, Wuhan Three Towns, top of the list this game week. All of our favorite Chinese Super League team. I actually don't even know if they have any players. Oh, they definitely do because they screwed me once. Oh, Davidson, that's who plays there. Yeah. But anyway, thank you everybody for joining. SR Monkey first in saying I need to find more to do. This is something to do. There's no reason to think you need more to do. And he said Share party mode this weekend. We'll get to that. I sold out of all of mine. So SR Monkey is going to enjoy that by himself. Ricky Loma said, I went for a punt on Mizunuma of Yokohama and captained him for my 220 team after you pointing them out on Monday's show and just watched him bang 100. That's what we're talking about. Hoping for more tips today, boys. Hopefully we get plenty of them. I don't even remember talking about him, but I'll take full credit for pointing him out for sure. For sure. It's Wilson. What's up? Sarah Harrison is here. So we're Malta, Raul, Germ. Good to see you. Robert Turner, afternoon, wherever you are. Germ said, who's the top underdog? Oh, we'll get there. They'll get there. Raul said they have Stanchu and he left to Saudi. Oh, all right. That's who they had. And apparently they have Park Ji Soo. Sorry, I'm not sharing this. They have some guy who played for, is that the military team? I forget what they're even called.
Could be, yeah. I think it is.
Yeah, some pretty decent scores there. Why not? But anyway, enough of Wuhan Three Towns. Oh, what do you know? Bayern Munich. Love to see that every week. Oh, China. Perfect time for China to come in as he sees Bayern Munich at the top of his list among licensed teams. And then Arsenal, another, what is that? Zhejiang, again in the Chinese Super League. Some big, I mean, for all those Chinese Super League stacker, apparently they're going to be happy this week. SR Monkey said, apparently I'm the MLS expert now, Laird, after winning this. Oh, did you win the special? Wow.
Yeah, good job.
I didn't even compete. I didn't compete or compete, but anyway. So let's dive in here because SR Monkey brought up Auxerre. We'll start in second division. Ooh, we got our Leeds boys, Harry. Somerville and Rudder. Are we going to get a big one this week? What do we think? I don't even know who's they're even playing.
I can tell you that my boys Cardiff City beat Huddersfield last night 4-0 away from home. And we aren't as good as Leeds. And Leeds are playing at home. So if we calculate that into some sort of football score, it sounds like the Leeds could have an unbelievable SO5 week.
4-0 with only 44% possession. How about that?
Sounds about right for a Cardiff team away from home. I think the first goal was a set piece. Big Gutas, who's been incredible actually from the Turkish division. I think he's been at like Fenerbahce and stuff. He's been exceptional. Scored 100 last night, but prior to that, always seems to hit like 20 AA-ish, even in sort of poorish games. I mentioned him and the Siopis, the other sort of, well, they're both Greek, sorry, but they played in the Turkish division. But yeah, both scored really well for us so far, and I've not bought either. Don't ask me why, because Gutas was like £25 a couple of weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah, he was cheap, stupidly cheap. But obviously, this run of form has caused him to spike, of course. So yeah, it's an interesting one. But yeah, Leeds look to have an unbelievable fixture, honestly, at home.
Yeah, that's a good one. Sora Malta says, let's go Dan James. Sorry, I was looking at. Oh, Carey. Excuse me. Hard C.
I was going to say it, but I was like, you know what? We'll let Kerry mention it. It's a Welsh name.
Oh, all right. Carey, I appreciate you doing that. There's nothing I hate more. I know this is going to sound really weird coming from me, but nothing I hate more than like talking to somebody and mispronouncing their name and not being able to correct it. So thank you, Carey. Now I'll know from now on. Carey Harrison.
It's a tough
one.
one.
No. Benny here said, I picked up Goudas for 25 pounds because of you, Harry.
Where's the commission? I'm joking.
I would almost guarantee that I would own a card had they not made the correct decision to not play runner, sit in goal.
That would have been a good defensive stack, by the way. I know that's easy to say now, but
yeah, I get. Anyway. So yeah, big Leeds week. Leicester also have a good one. What do we got? Oh, way to Q. Is that QPR? They change logos?
No, it's kind of, maybe since like years ago, but yeah, that's been, I think, the same logo for a while. Finders free, Germ said. So I'm talking about Germ.
And then we've got Ipswich, who are unlicensed. Auxerre, very much licensed, but you notice that all of mine are gone. Palermo and Southampton, who they still play today, don't they? Is that today?
Oh, really?
Wednesday?
Yeah, there's a couple of Serie B games, isn't there, that go under the radar quite often in these little midweeks.
Yeah. Yes, I think Southampton are tonight.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
they play away to Hull, potentially.
Our good friend Sam Tai was giving us the Sulemana may be rested for one of the next two games. And so, away to Preston today, so Ramalta says. So I don't know how I feel because I have Suleiman in a lineup for this midweek, but it's like if he rests this midweek, then we know he's going to play at the weekend. But you never really want. Just play both. That's all we want. Johannesson said, can we talk about Leicester absolutely destroying the championship? Sure.
Yeah, they're doing the thing, aren't they? To be fair to them.
I mean, nothing's
a lot of their players. Yeah.
Like, obviously, you don't get relegated and just assume that you will crush the second division. But, like, if there was a team to do it, it was going to be Leicester, right?
Yeah, it was Leicester or Leeds. I mean,
right.
Yeah, you could argue Southampton, but they just lost, like, we were probably saying that whilst they still had Ward-Prowse, even though, like, we kind of knew he was going to leave. But regardless, they've played two more games than, say, Ipswich. If Ipswich, win those two, they're only 2 points, 2 points behind them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a healthy lead, obviously, right now. What's that, 8 points for now? With another good game this weekend against, obviously, struggling QPR. So, yeah, no, they're in a good position, and they have a great squad as well. So, I'd be surprised if Leicester didn't win the league. I know it's easy to say that, but I don't know. Ipswich, I have a feeling will fall off a little bit. Leeds might continue to sort of push. But yeah, man, their team's ridiculous, if I'm being honest.
They're a Premier League team. Like, they really didn't lose as many people as a lot of relegated teams tend to lose. And obviously the plan was we're coming right back. And this weekend, Patrick, I agree here. Dewsbury Hall is a cheat code. Guy has been unbelievable.
He really has. He really has. He's basically what we assumed Ward-Prowse would be in the championship, effectively, isn't he? As far as like set pieces and what have you. It's been great. Real good.
Really, really good. Yeah. So, those two Leeds, Leicester at the top. Let's see. Where's the Leganés? We got to change the smart bank. Isn't it Hypermotion now?
It's something hyper, isn't it? I follow Leganés quite extensively just because I have a couple of cards from their team, but yeah, they've gone on a bit of a good run of games. It's kind of funny. An old Super F forward I used to own has been scoring like a ridiculous amount of goals from De La Fuente, I think his name is. Yeah, Miguel De La Fuente, apparently injured in the last game. He scored a hat-trick in the game before that. And he's still under 23, actually. But yeah, wow. I don't know. He just come out of nowhere. I didn't even know he was playing for them. And like he kind of just started starting. And yeah, just a bit of a weird situation there. But
there's nothing like a U23 player having a random hat trick and then everybody buys in, and then he scores again and more people buy in.
It won't end. The goals never dry up. But yeah, I'm sure they will eventually, because he was in the first. Was he in the first division of Spain? Yeah, I think he was playing for Deportivo for a bit, and he just sucked when I owned him. So sounds about
He's been
right.
around the way.
He's been around, yeah. I want him, to be fair. I didn't buy him, so yeah, he's a bit of a sucker.
This is an astonishing number of teams: Sociedad, Celta Vigo, Valladolid, Alaves, and Leganés, as to still be only 24.
I know. I was going to say, yeah, age-wise, that's actually incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Never left Spain.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah. Charlie said there's nothing worse than randomly seeing someone you sold start crushing.
I know. Tell me about it.
I feel that. Let's see. We got St. Pauli, Bordeaux, Firth, Middlesbrough, and Dusseldorf and Spezia. I don't want to hold them out as the ones who are at 50% or above to win. I didn't even see who. Akshay, this is the matchup that I was going to wait for, because I'm fairly certain Dunkirk. I got nothing. Yep, dead last.
Oh wow, dead last. Jesus.
Dead last. Yeah. In fact, I'm kind of surprised they're not higher on this list. Akshay, but
interesting.
Here they are. SR Monkey gonna crush. We'll see where that's like that matchup. This Leeds one, Leicester, I guess, as well. Do we even have who do we have from Ipswich?
Honestly, I
Brandon
don't think
Williams?
we. Okay, Brandon. Wes Burns doesn't have a card. He's Welsh, but that's just a national series card. Yeah, they have. I mean, they have a decent team, but yeah, Brandon Williams probably the only card actually out of the.
Looks like it. I wonder where we're going to see these guys.
I mean, yeah, well, the lead situation is worrying for under 23s, right? Because goalies under 23, the main forwards are all under 23, effectively, apart from Dan James. The only thing you don't have to worry about is, midfielders or defenders being under 23, as far as I'm aware. Obviously, Joe Rodon, he's too old. Sam Byram's too old, and so is Struick. So, yeah, Ampadu would be maybe a defender card, but he doesn't have a card. Again, national series. So, yeah, it's basically forwards and clean sheets is the worry, I think. You're not going to see him dominate all stars, really. I mean, I know you played your Ruta and your Somervilles in positions before in those sort of gas competitions, but you'll see the odd card there, but I don't think you'll see it flooded with Leeds forwards. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder how many people play both of these guys, Ruter and Somerville.
Yeah, that's a good question, actually.
But it seems like if there's a weekend, this is it.
Yeah, potentially. This is probably the one you've been waiting for.
Right.
I think I'd be more worried about Leicester. I wouldn't say stacks per se, but because obviously you don't have the goalie, but definitely like Dewsbury Hall. Vardy might rotate in. Obviously, he came off the bench last night. He could score a couple, but again, how many people have Vardy? I don't know. It's one of them where the second divisions, you don't have to worry about the whole stacks, apart from this Auxerre situation, because they seem fully sort of loaded as far as positions
they
go.
Are fully loaded.
Yeah. And Southampton, you could maybe argue, but I don't think people are too worried about the Bazanu defensive stacks with Howard Dennis right now. Anyway.
GG's on that one. Kerry said just picked up the St. Pauli goalkeeper, so finally time for the stack to fully smash this weekend.
Is that Quinny's goalkeeper? The Vasilev, isn't it? Potentially.
Yeah,
it is. It is. Okay.
Is Saliakis back? Oh, he is. All right. So I had Vasilij and Saliakis, who was taking set pieces for a little bit. Let's see. Is he? Oh, actually, I think it's Hartel is taking them now. Yeah.
Okay.
He's been really good, actually.
Is he under 23?
Really good.
I've not seen his name. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So when I was buying the St. Pauli cards, it was in this area here, if I remember. Actually, it might have been here. And I was like, oh, he's on some set pieces, but let me get this guy because he was here. And it was this guy's much better. And then I missed out on all of this. What is that? 3 goals, 4 assists in the last 5 games, 6 games? No, 5 games.
Are they top of the league?
Questions I'll need to answer by clicking. They are.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Unbeaten.
Jesus. Interesting.
5 draws, it seems like a lot.
It does seem like a lot, doesn't it?
Games. But yeah,
It's
unbeaten, only conceded 8.
Wow, yeah. So defensively, that's probably the stack to be in, right?
It
I
certainly
know
looks
to
like
say
it.
that now, but
yeah. Sora Malter said I'm running Aukshare and All-Star Rare. All right. And Mark said, can't wait to win a star reward in this game week in Rare 270. Good luck with that one, Mark. Good luck with that star rare paying out from 270 this week. Anyway, yeah, I think those, like, this looks like a high-scoring second division week, and that's what would make me play these guys elsewhere. Less because you are more competitive than the others, but, well, you are. But it's more like I don't want to have this, like, huge score and have my prize pool only be second division Europe players. Yeah, even if I played second, like, even if I exclusively had second division players, I'm playing them outside of second division Europe this week.
100%.
Just my own opinion. What do we got in Asia? Oh, of course, Wuhan, 3 towns, but we've got a little K-League, a little J-League, and nobody that exciting. Looks like we're not even missing odds. I was like, these odds aren't even that high. Maybe we're missing some. And no, we're just not. Oh, Kerry said St. Pauli conceded from over the halfway line last weekend. So that's one of the 8 goals they've conceded. It's only 7
our boys. I was just going to say, our boys, URA must be pretty far down the matchups tab. Then they have Antlers away.
They are very far down the list.
Very far down. Wow.
Pohang as well. They're at John Dock. I think we've officially moved into the. Oh, actually, does the J League split for? I know the K League is currently split. So
yeah, I don't think it does. But somebody with a bit more knowledge than me could. Yeah, inform us. Sorry, in the comments. But I'm pretty sure they don't.
Okay. These guys are, meaning the K League. So we've got Ulsan home against Daegu, and then Seoul against Suwon. Did they? I was going to say there was like all of this talk about rotation from Seoul last week, and then and everyone's like, no, they should crush everyone because they're in the bottom half, so they're in like the relegation play, but they're so much higher than everyone else. But then all of a sudden it's like, oh, but they'll rotate because they don't have to play. They've already kind of locked it up. And then they basically played everyone last week, including a U23 star, Baek Jong-bum.
He's back, is he?
Sort of.
He's beak.
The other guy is hurt, I think. So
okay.
We'll see. SR Monkey confirming the J League does not split. Yeah, Alex Wilson said I left Key out. Lo and behold, yeah, 64.3 all AA. I had Osmar, which I guess I should have left out. Another error led to goal. 27.6 AA, but the error led to goal, just killing it.
That's frustrating.
Mickey Fu said Seoul played dumb football, attacking with 7 players up a goal with 5 minutes left just to concede on a counter. Same stuff every week. Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Kev Hurd said, pause my Sorare ramble episode 9 for this. Thanks, Kev. They'll be back. They're still there. Don't worry. They'll be there when we finish. Plus, a third of them are here anyway. So, all right, let's get out of this. Let's see. Ulsan, Seoul, Sanfrecce, decent, but they're away to Tokyo. Yeah, nothing seems
nothing crazy, is there?
No.
At all.
Let's just hope they can get up some thresholds this week. Anyway, Champ America is
wow.
Man, it's Universitario at the top with my own history with Luis Urruti is just like slightly. That's like a classic random Sorare tilt for me, but Yeah, I would never.
You didn't need to see it.
Yeah. So we got River Plate, LAFC home against Vancouver. I think we have. So the issue that we have with MLS playoffs is there are some that are playing this weekend.
Thursday,
Excuse me, this midweek.
Yeah.
Trying to see if I
New
can
York
pull
Red
up the bracket.
Bulls and Charlotte, and
There we
then
go.
San Jose and somebody.
It's San Jose against Sporting Kansas City.
Okay,
right?
yeah, and then Red Bulls, Charlotte. Then
There you go. So this weekend, so yeah, like the winner of Sporting Kansas City and San Jose play St. Louis this weekend.
yeah,
And
Ooh,
so
that's tough.
So we don't even have the matchup here because they don't know who they're playing
good
yet.
point.
So
Good point.
you'll have St. Louis. They may not even show up. I wonder if they even show up in the lineup builder. I don't have anyone. Do I have anyone from St. Louis? I don't think so. And I have nobody from Cincinnati. So I don't even know if they show up in the lineup builder yet or on Sorare because
I don't think they do because I've got Barriel, and I was just thinking that he doesn't actually show up. So
yeah, so he definitely
interesting.
has a game, but he's either playing against Red Bulls or Charlotte, and so just something for people to watch out for. Pico says they show on Sorare. I'm guessing just with a no opponent.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Cincy and St. Louis show on Sorare. All right, that's good to know. But we don't have. You said we don't have it, meaning SorareData.
I don't think so. No, I don't recall seeing Barriel in my builder. But that's kind of good for me. I have a player from Charlotte, New York Red Bulls, and Cincinnati. So I'm sure I'll get a couple more players into the lineup builder before the weekend's finalized, which is fun.
Yeah, that's always nice. All right, sorry. So anyway, so those show up, and then obviously we have the rest of the MLS playoffs, which, as a excuse me. So we were talking about this off stream with our good friend Sam Tai about how the next round of the MLS playoffs is best of 3, meaning they may only play 2, and there's no extra time in this next round of the playoffs. However, the round after that is single match with extra time, if there is any. And Mark said, how predictable are the MLS playoffs? Would either of you recommend picking up a card from the stronger MLS teams, or is it too unpredictable? I think there is nothing more unpredictable in life than MLS. And
I was
going
to say MLS.
It's so no, there's nothing predictable. Go nuts and get, cards from the stronger teams, but you would think that over potentially 3 legs, the more quality sides win out, but you just don't know.
They're all decent sides though, because they've all made the playoffs, right? So it's like there's not much in it, I wouldn't say, for many of these sort of legs. Just looking at the teams, like, okay, you could argue like Atlanta without Thiago Almada for that first sort of game. Columbus will probably beat them. Not that he's doing anything defensively, but you know what I mean? Like in that sense, I'd like to think Columbus would win that. But the rest of them, I'm looking at them and I don't know. I mean, Cincy are a great team, depending on, but then like playing anyone who plays the Red Bulls just has a hard time. So it's like, it's just weird. So to sort of answer that Mark question, I mean, unless you're going to buy somebody that for next year as well, and you can keep them for that, longer term vision type of thing as well as the playoffs, then maybe. But I wouldn't be banking on certain players to pop off in this specific playoffs. But who knows?
I agree. Germ, with his completely unbiased opinion, said Dallas will obviously win out.
Well, of course. Yeah.
Which means they'll have to basically go through Seattle, most likely LAFC, then either St. Louis or Houston, let's call it. I don't know. Or RSL. And then one of the Eastern Conference. But yeah. That's it. Kev said MLS is great for goals, not so good for Sorare clean sheets. Yeah, I got plenty of goalies that agree with you. So we still have action in, what did we say? What is Liga Pro? Where is this?
Could be Ecuador.
Primera is Colombia. El Nacional, that's Ecuador.
Okay. I'm not sure. I think it is just because LDU, if they're on, not that they're there, but I'm pretty sure they come up as a Liga Pro as well. But
Oh, okay. Kyoto, where are they? Off this week, just when we need them to play.
Ooh.
Oh well.
Oh no, they're playing in the Sudamericana against Fortaleza. I can see their badge there. But yeah, I guess the home leg isn't going to show up on here because it's not a good fixture. Or maybe it does show up
this weekend.
Or does it? Well, I don't know. Maybe I just saw on your screen. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
Yeah.
Is that the final?
Ooh, good question. They beat Santos in the last, or maybe one of the other rounds. Let's have a look. LDU on my phone. It is. Yes, it is the final. Completely correct.
So. Yeah, Fortaleza have like some crazy story too that I think they've moved up like 3 divisions in the last 5 years or something like that, and now literally could win Sudamericana. So, yeah, it's crazy.
It's played in Uruguay, so it's a neutral venue.
Okay, love it. Alex Wilson said Brazil is great now. Right now, they play every week through game week 423. He said, or at least Corinthians do. It feels like Brazil always plays. Like people make this joke about the championship and how many matches they play. And if you told me that Hulk played 100 games this year, I would believe you.
Yeah.
Just seems like there's always some sort of Brazil match going on. Anyway, River Plate, most important for me, playing away to Gimnasia, which, whatever. Palmeiras above them, but I don't think we have. Do we have? No, we got just the defensive stack for Palmeiras. I didn't think we had more than that. But yeah, I think for the most part, your America cards are best off in America. I'm not sure these are going to be super competitive with an All-Star or the cap modes if you're trying to win cards there. But yeah, certainly MLS, you're getting to the point in the season where you're probably not going to see like huge blowouts. And so that's kind of what you need at least if you're stacking guys like that. So that's all I got on it. 100%. Look at this. Shout out Sorare Scandinavia Discord with Copenhagen as the highest favorite of the game week. Despite not being minted, they do have a number of very, very good players that have cards. And so you could see your stacks. I will say that after a unfortunate loss at Old Trafford yesterday, where our good friend Jordan Larson, Sorare legend Jordan Larson missed a penalty. They'll go this weekend in a much easier matchup, which I wonder may lead to potentially some rotation. I'm not sure. And Alex said they'll inevitably concede anyway, so as is tradition. Otherwise, we've got Benfica, Salzburg, AZ, and Zagreb. Zagreb's another weird one for me. It feels like they're just always maybe rotating, and then like sporadically they have guys out, and I don't know. They're super frustrating to me.
Feels like they've not been great though recently, as we can. Well, I guess that game they were very good, but
no, I mean losers of 3 of their last 4.
Wow, yeah.
And I think Istra's dreadful, right?
They are, yeah. They're real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. They don't seem to be
Sander the gift who doesn't keep giving.
I don't know. Because everyone was piling into Zagreb on there for a long time, but it doesn't feel like that's where it's at right now. And neither does it feel like Benfica's that, especially in the Champions League, obviously, with the famous sort of 0.0 goals after 3 games record that they've managed. But, there's always a few players that kind of pop off within their team, but it's not the Grimaldo and the sort of Goncalo Ramos of sort of last year when you knew 5 or 6 were going to just completely smash.
Yeah.
Obviously, Enzo for a little bit at the start and whatever, and Flo. But now it's a bit of a weird situation at Benfica right now. I can't really work out what's going on, to be honest. I know they're losing important games, winning in the league, I guess, which is kind of inevitable, but I don't know.
Not that he helps the attack, but no Flow is just wild.
It's weird, isn't it? Yeah, people are calling for Flow, on Twitter and stuff, as am I. It's weird, yeah. I mean, Kochu didn't even start last night. Don't get me wrong. This João Neves is brilliant. Like, he's like 18. He is fantastic. Don't get me wrong. Like, he's incredible. 19 now. He's incredible. Genuinely. Like, I'm not saying he's as good as Flo, like, defensively, but he's just everywhere. Like, he can just do everything a midfielder can sort of need to do. And Flo probably can't do as much as he can sort of further up the pitch. But I don't know, mate. I don't know what's going on. They didn't play Di Maria yesterday, which probably didn't help for whatever reason. He's been their sort of their shining light, I would guess, or say. Jean Mario's been quiet for the last couple of weeks. Peter, that's the thing. Like, they don't have a number 9 right now that's like scoring goals. Where like Goncalo Ramos was just. I know he's not like we don't. You know, he's quite famously not liked, I guess, in the Sorare community as far as like how he plays. I think he's a decent player. Like, you wouldn't get a move to PSG if you're not a good player. It's as simple as that, right? But
Sure.
you know, he was too good for the Portuguese league, realistically. And now they're left with like Peter Musa, who was obviously second string last year. He's just not Goncalo Ramos. And I don't know, the team sort of dynamic isn't there right now. And yeah, it's causing problems SO5 wise.
Yeah. Mickey Fu said Kirchu benched at Benfica and the Turkish national team, the preseason best U23. I cannot think of a single person who argued against Kirchu being the best under 23 midfielder this season before the season started. Like, it was the biggest consensus pick, I feel like. And
it was, yeah.
Just
I'll stick my neck out and say I would have been one of them as well. It's hard not to, right? Like, you're seeing dots on a screen and going, well, if he can do it in X team, then surely he does it in this Y team, who are a better team, right? But I think the biggest thing I've learned in my couple of years of playing Sorare now is like, you cannot take what happened last year as gospel and what's that like and take that forward. I think it rings true like almost everywhere. I can't really think of many situations where like the transition from what a team A to team B has been like smooth. Like, the opposite of that. Go on.
I have one, and it's this team. Well, this club, but not
Di Maria.
Enzo.
No. Yeah, okay, but then like the next step of that, it'd be okay.
Then
From
the next
Benfica
step was
to
Ben,
Chelsea. Yeah, but I agree. Okay, fair enough. From River to Benfica, you could argue that was pretty smooth. But then, like, I think the opposite applied. I'm not saying Bellingham wasn't good at Dortmund. Obviously, he was SO5 wise, but like, no one really foreseen him be like a number 10 at Real Madrid and like completely smash off the charts.
Totally right.
That wasn't happening. I'm sorry. As much as everyone loved Bellingham before, and I was an advocate of him, everyone is, but like, there's no way anyone saw that coming. Simple as, right? So it rings true either way, and it's just a weird one. Like, the Kochu situation's been wild. Like, I don't know, it's strange. But then what can you do? Like, I know if he's not playing, it's obviously not great. But what I'm saying is, if Benfica aren't winning games, I know they're winning in the league, right? But let's just say in the big games or whatever, if they're not winning those games, like, the chances are you're not going to be scoring well as an SO5 player. So it's, you know, as much as we blame it on him, at the end of the day, it's a team game, football, and you're not going to get good scores unless your teammates are helping you get good scores for the most part, right?
Right, like, you need the ball to score points
to
generally in this game, and so 2 goals in their last 4 matches overall. Yeesh. Fairness, that's one of them was a tough one at home against Porto, which is like a big win for them anyway. Charlie said De Kuiper moving from Westerlo back to Bruges so seamlessly was a shock. That was
a good one. Yeah, that's an outlier for sure. But like, same league. I don't know if I can live. I don't think I can count that, if that makes sense. Okay, it's the same team, but same league. I think the variables are so much less worrisome, if that makes sense. It's the league situation is the big one, isn't it? Moving from a different league, and it just doesn't seem to go to plan. And then when you don't think it's going to go to plan, it goes to plan. It's just like the opposite end of the spectrum. It's real strange. Like, Rodrigo this year so far, he scored like 2 goals. But like, don't get me wrong, he's had like crazy chances created, and like the underlying stats are there. The ball isn't going in the net is the fundamental worry, right? And we care about DAs. And like last year, he would just smash off the charts. Like, as a Vinny holds, I'd be like, I need a Rodrigo, because like he's sneakishly just like a better SO5 player in a weird way, because he would take sets and like he's sort of inside, like in the middle, taking on loads of duels or whatever. But it's just so strange, man. You think something's going to come into fruition because it's happened before, and it really doesn't ring true. It just doesn't.
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. The thing on De Kuiper though is that he went, like you said, he was changing leagues, but he also went to a top team in the league and he was starting there. Like that in itself is already such a plus because, like you said, he's familiar with the league and whatnot. Mark saying Doku's moved from Anderlecht to Rennes to City and always performed SO5 wise where he's went.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have 6 games a season and you have 4 good games of your 6, then yes, that's fine. Alex Wilson said Bonganda, he thought he would do all right in Russia. Yeah,
he did
that's
for a
been
bit,
weird.
didn't he? But that's died down.
Yeah. And David Alves says just since Enzo left Benfica, they're just not the same. Which, yeah,
no team would be. Let's be honest. It's Enzo.
David Taylor says it's really funny. I always hear people say, "quote That's an amazing move for him," and I'm always like, "No, just stay at the previous team and continue to smash." I know exactly what you can do with that side. It's true. Like yeah, that's what we always think. And Mickey Fu saying, an opposite side of the coin is Grimaldo, who arguably, and this is, I mean, everybody was jumping ship on Grimaldo when he went from Benfica to Leverkusen. And yeah, he is just still smashing. Yeah, Gustav Isaacson, RIP. Yeah. Oof.
RIP, yeah.
Anyway, where were we here? Challenger. Copenhagen, Benfica, Salzburg, AZ Zagreb. We've got Rangers against Hearts. PSV, imagine seeing this PSV Ajax match at the beginning of the season, and PSV had a 70% chance to win.
Yeah, just real bad.
Anyway, we got Turkish Giants, Fenerbahce, and Besiktas right there, and then everyone else. Actually, there are a bunch of green circled win percentages here.
I'm not in love with any of them, to be honest.
I can't really tell what it means, to be honest. I look at it that way. Somebody also mentioned that I want to give them some credit for it, that Paul Nardi was not training today for Ghent, and so it looks like, where was this? So Davy Rofe should probably start this weekend again. Rofe was getting all the midweek matches, but it looks like he might be in for the weekend as well. Apologies, I can't find that. But I like this question from Mark. I was thinking this exact same thing earlier. Is it time to buy into Ajax?
I've just been holding them and not doing it and not playing them.
Yeah,
like I have 2 of the back 4 that doesn't seem to like to play with Wrench and Gaston Avila, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, Avila was playing and then he miraculously just didn't play in the last game against Utrecht. But you kind of don't want him to play when they're losing 4-3 to Utrecht, and the manager gets sacked. You don't want him to play, like you don't, because yeah, you're not at fault at that point, right? So yeah, I don't know. Again, worrisome situation. Who was I talking to? Somebody was telling me that. Go on.
Well, I was just going to say this from David Alves. Like, yeah, who would you buy? Like, they're all terrible.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a fair point. Someone was telling me, I know who it was. So, whilst I was just in America for a couple of weeks, seeing my friends and girlfriend, one of the boys who plays for my old college is Dutch, and he's an Ajax fan. And he was basically telling me there's been some really dodgy deals going on as far as like the players they've brought in. So the best example he gave me was Bernard Sosa. So like he was signed on the last day of the season, the window. A couple of days before that, he changed agency to the agency that's like the director of Ajax. And, you can just imagine there's some sort of, there was something to do with like, a guy at Ajax who's got an agency and just got Bernard Sosa. And then they've literally just bought Bernard Sosa the last day of the season. There was a couple of them. I think Mika Tuezi was that situation as well, I believe. I'm not 100%, but I know this Bernard Sosa was. So, yeah, something's dodgy's gone on at Ajax, obviously, hence, the amount of sackings, technical directors leaving and whatever, right? But, there's been like an uproar as far as the sort of, external or behind-the-scenes things, effectively.
Who is that? It reminds me of, was it Jorge Mendes with Wolves?
Yeah, he just kept funneling players there, was he?
Yeah, I thought... Did he end up with
Portuguese and
or something like that?
I don't know if I mean he's probably friends with who was the manager who's in Saudi now. I can't think of his name, but they're all
It's three
Portuguese, aren't they?
names.
So Nuno Santos,
There you
Nuno
go. Yep,
something.
that's
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it happens more than you'd even, know, I guess. But this Ajax one apparently was really fishy, like how Sosa literally changed agents a couple of days before, and long and behold, he moved from Stuttgart to Ajax, and nobody foresaw that one coming at all.
And he's barely playing. That's the craziest thing.
Yeah, real strange.
Mark said if you had one Ajax card, not the goalkeepers, which is a bummer because I was definitely going to say the goalkeepers, who would be your best long-term pick?
Oh, Jesus. Long term, that Hato's 17. So if we're talking like crazy long term, I think he's really, touted to be, one of their next sort of best defenders to come through. Does score pretty well on SO5, apart from them being a bad team and him, not benefiting from that. But he's supposed to be really, really good, just as a talent. So he would be my pick.
Under 23 until 2030. 2030.
That is bonkers.
Habrico said the only one tempting is Bergwijn, which is like one of the ones I would absolutely never touch. And then David Alves said maybe Sutalo, which.
Yeah, okay. I can.
2030. And he has two limited cards.
Well, he doesn't have any rares yet. Oh, interesting.
Oh, they're on the market right now. Including one that
he's supposed to be one of the shining lights. Hato sounds like my type of under 23 player.
It's exactly your type. Yeah. Anyway, so PSV, let's see who else we got. We got Genk away to Kortrijk. That seems like a decent one. A bunch of, so like Porto, I'm trying to see who the top like away ones are. Fenerbahce, Porto, Sporting, Celtic, Genk, all away. Not that means they can't perform, but it's not ideal. Galatasaray also away, but again, all of these are heavy favorites. And then USG away to Westerlo. And then
on the Kortrijk front, they beat Club Brugge away from home 1-0 last weekend.
They sure did.
And Cardiff City striker, who's on loan there, scored the goal. Little Isaac Davis. Oh, does Isaac have cards? Jesus. Me and Isaac follow each other on Instagram. We have not friendly with him, but I've sort of been somewhere with him before on like a trip type of thing. No way he has cards. Oh, I've got to get an Isaac Davis card.
Yeah, the one of 100. Or why does he have number 16? What?
I've got to get a little Isaac card, don't I?
But anyway, yeah, you can get one there. $100. Cheers. After it's sold for 32.
Oh, it's on sale. Interesting.
Oh, there's
That's really cool
auction right now. Oh, there's the one of 100.
Oh, yeah.
That is so. Did they auction this? They auctioned the 16 of 100.
Yeah.
And you can make a trade with this guy. He only wants 118%. Seems like a deal, Harry.
I'm going to bid on this one of 100, to be honest. Please, nobody else outbid me.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, I want to. This is like the only card of somebody I know in real life who's on Sorare, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I've had you know what I'm saying? He's probably the only person.
Fun fact, Harry.
That's really cool.
I am exactly 20 years older than Isaac Davis. To the
September
day.
24th. All my friends seem to be. I have a friend who's born on September 24 as well, actually. Best friend. Yeah. Interesting, but yeah, everyone's born in September. Let's know in the comments when you're born. Yeah, I feel like a lot of there's just too many people born in September. Mark says I own you. Yeah, I have to bid on him. I'm gonna bid on him right now.
Yeah, that was. Oh, Alex said that's where they messed up the auctions. Loads of auctions starting on 16 onwards. Okay. All right. Anyway, good shout on that one. So who do they have this week? They're home to Genk. I mean, Genk pretty much. Oh, when was the last? I mean, it's probably last weekend. Now that I'm saying this, of course it was last weekend.
Yeah.
They have the last clean sheet. Let's see. Oh, 2 of 3. All right.
Okay, Van der Vaart's on Flames.
Well, sort of. I wonder if he's
Yeah,
going to play
kind of.
this week, this midweek.
Yeah, same as like Lucas Chevalier, because he didn't play the last easy on paper fixture in that Conference League. So yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what happens there.
Patrick with the shade here saying keeping a clean sheet against Mechelen isn't much of an achievement.
Yeah, I was gonna say
they all count. All right, they all count.
They do.
This one away to USG, that's a good win. Yeah. Anyway, trying to see if there are any like bigger teams that.
Midgetland? Are you confident?
So I was saying to somebody, I'm fairly certain I can play at least 4 of my 5 best Midgetland cards in Cap 240, which is disappointing because you would hope that they've performed so well that they could not fit. But it's all because of this guy, Oliver Sorensen, who, as you notice, has an L15 of 44, but an L5 of 66. And he banged 100 last week to help me with. But you could see just how much of an outlier that 100 is. In fact, his last 2 games, having never scored more than 68, which he did back in game week 260. I would guess 262. I bet he didn't even have a card. And then, 88, 40, and 100 in his last 3. But
is he on sets? What's the...
Nope.
He's not.
And he kind of plays... He had been playing all over, like play a little center mid, right wing, striker, jack of all trades there, Oliver Sorensen. But yeah, surely. Oh, Mickey Fu said he's on the way up. On the up. Maybe we'll just talk about him tomorrow. Sorensen is the GOAT.
Wow.
This is absurd. The new Isaacson. Get out of here with that. Simsier. I'll take him as the new. David Taylor said Van der Vaart has been confirmed to start. I assume that means this weekend, or that means today, not this weekend. But all right. Let's see. Ghent, not great. USG. I feel like that should be higher, but maybe 57% chance to win away to Westerlo, but maybe because they're away. And then my Herenveen boys against Heracles. I don't know. Bruges, Antwerp. Feyenoord away to Twente. So thankfully, we don't have to worry about those guys smashing their faces off like normal. Sorry, Chani. And how do you feel about your Excelsior boys against away to Volendam?
Oh, well, after this last weekend where I thought they'd probably keep a comfy clean sheet, they ended up conceded 4. So, and they paid Pex Wall, who aren't great, but I don't think they're as bad as Volendam. So, I'm semi-confident, honestly, that we can get a result away from home. I don't know. I am worried about the defensive side of things, though, but we'll see.
Yeah. Alex Wilson was asking about how Andries Noppert has been doing recently. So amazingly, he had an improvement last week, despite the 8.7 that he scored, which like we knew was going to happen away to AZ. But man, that is ugly.
That's insane.
So this 37 is like, and literally his highest score since August.
That's worrisome.
Bounce back this week. Look at this upcoming schedule. Heracles, Ajax.
Oh, he's going to fly. He'll be fine.
Charlie says Volendam are rotten. Here you go. It's your time, Harry.
Could be the time to unleash the Excelsior boys.
Alex said that's a downfall if I ever saw one. Fairness, he's just getting cat mode ready. That's all. Anyway, Champion Europe. Wait a minute. This is midweek. I was like, Fiorentina. Bayern, Arsenal, Liverpool, Aston Villa, shout out Sam Ty, and Bayer Leverkusen. Man, that gonna be some smashing scores this week, at least from them.
Yeah, 100%. But I was checking. There's no Champions League or anything, is there, next midweek? So there's games, but they're like not Champions League or anything, if that makes sense.
Looks like there are no Champion Europe games next midweek.
Interesting. I think there's some sort of game. I can't remember. What league is there? Ah, yeah, Scottish League. Bits of
Eredivisie, yeah,
BC.
Scottish Premiership, little Liga MX
Yeah,
action.
so for
And
Champ
of course,
Europe
PL.
folk, as far as teams go, like especially the big guns, there's no real reason to even think about rotating, right? I guess unless there's cup on, there could be, domestic cup.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think this weekend could be, it could be Champ Europe smash fill as far as like, not worrying as much for, about rotations. I know they play this midweek, so you've got, you might argue fatigue from this midweek / injuries, but yeah, man, that Bayern Munich fixture does seem worrisome. Arsenal, yeah, okay, maybe. I know it's Chef, but who do Liverpool play? It's not loading for me.
Yeah,
Sorry, I can't see that.
well, it is loading. It's just white. It's Nottingham Forest.
Oh, right.
That's a
Got
thing
you. Okay.
we got to work on here. There, it's the white
Yeah,
on
I'm not
white.
too worried about that. Got you. Leverkusen's interesting.
Always.
Always interesting, obviously, as we know. But Freiburg are no mugs. Leipzig's interesting, I think, at home to Cologne.
Freiburg coming out. They both these teams play midweek, like this midweek.
Okay.
And
On
so I would
Thursdays.
imagine that Leverkusen are a bit
Yeah.
deeper than Freiburg in terms of the quick turnaround. So
Yeah. Atletico, I know they're not renowned, but like, Griezmann hat trick and all that business that like there's always going to be the odd player from all these sort of top 10 to 15 teams on this sheet. Yeah, you might not have to worry about their stackings, potential, but
yeah,
Man City United.
I was going to say we've got a Manchester derby. Inter Roma is another big one that should like kind of limit scores a little bit, thankfully. I don't know if there are any other big clubs that have matchups. Napoli, AC Milan, that's a fun one.
Yeah, that is fun.
Dortmund away to Frankfurt.
Yeah, I don't love that.
Oh, and El Clasico.
Of course. Oh, so it's derby weekend. It must be.
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting. Yeah, so that could be, it basically feels like it's Bayern Munich stacks to lose, doesn't it? As far as like that's how I'm reading into that. To be honest, I'm not disregarding the Arsenal situation. Neither am I the Liverpool, but I just feel like that Munich, like what's happening with Neuer? Is he back? I know he didn't play midweek, but
yeah, he's not. He wasn't even in the squad midweek, so
oh wow,
I'm
okay.
guessing. I don't know. I was so close to buying into that whole situation, and it was like, I don't know if I can afford to just keep waiting. And yeah, that's all it is. They just keep waiting.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bayern 77% chance for 3 goals, 3+. That's
wild.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yikes. Let's look at some pick scores. Charlie was saying Premier League has League Cup next week. Next midweek.
Got
so
you.
There's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess when Bayern are such huge favorites, you're going to see Harry Kane pretty close to the top of the list. Let's see. He's the number 1 forward, then followed by Griezmann, Salah, Berardi. And yeah, they're the top for all players as well. Let's see what else we got. Sugawara. There's Dewsbury Hall, Saka.
Yeah.
Germ said
talk
hoping
about how
for
good that
Muller and Tell minutes this weekend.
Tell will probably still score somehow, but
yeah,
yeah, like
on his only
with
touch
his off the bench record. That Johan Barbet for Bordeaux. Can we just talk about how good he is, by the way, as far as an SO5 scorer goes?
So I want to say he's like the most underrated player on the platform, but he's not. Like his rare card is literally over $600. So like
it is expensive, yeah. But he just smashes. Like, okay, most recent game wasn't great, I guess, in a 2-0 loss, but he's scoring like clearance off the line or whatever, but he's scored like 48 in a 1-1 draw. Like, come on.
48. Here's a 50. I guess I was in a clean sheet.
A 0-0, fair, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is a 100, like basically 110 point game here. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not sure their goalie is that good though. That's the funny thing.
Yeah, they had a different goalie last year, didn't they? Because I remember when
They had
Maxime bought the Sorare, didn't he? Yeah.
yeah, Gaetan, and now he doesn't even
Yeah,
start
that's
or
it.
wherever he went.
He,
Somewhere in
yeah, he's in Spain. He's in
Spain, yeah.
Spain somewhere. But he actually came off the bench this weekend because the other
Ooh,
goalie got injured. If you have a look, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
let's see that price
Oh, he
graph. Oh,
played a couple. That was it. So he got dropped this weekend, and then actually came in the same game because the new goalie got
that's
injured.
crazy. That
Yeah. How lucky can you get?
oh, yikes.
And how crazy is that? He had a higher score in the game that it was a sub in than the last 2 games where he started.
Where he started, yeah. Oof.
It's rough.
Yeah, not great there. Yeah, I mean it's all your favorite players here. Jude,
Yeah.
Douglas Santos. I had this
Brilliant.
guy's rare and recently sold it. Marcus Matheson.
Okay.
He's going to make me look silly today or this weekend. There's Carlos Hill away to Philadelphia in a playoff game. That's a stay away for me. I want no part
That's
of
a
that.
fake. That's a fake AAA, isn't it?
Yeah,
If you've ever
exactly.
seen one.
Yeah. Mbappe, Declan Rice, Kim Min Jae, all behind Alexander Schlager from Leipzig or Salzburg, excuse me.
To be fair, they do have a great fixture. Actually, they play that Cash Point or whoever it is, isn't
Yeah.
it? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that. But then, like Salzburg just don't smash. If we're being honest, like
They're
they
such a
just don't.
weird team.
Yeah. Hmm. Like they just don't. Like the odd player does. I think Soleil got like 100 last game or whatever in that loss, but I don't know. I'm not in love with it,
I
at
mean,
all.
one win in their last 6.
Yeah, that's wild actually. I didn't think their run was that terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeesh. Let's see. Let's run over to your boys here. Where's the U23 list?
Yeah, I wonder who's obviously it's going to be Musiala, I assume, top of the. Oh, Sugawara. Okay.
I wonder if
See
they're.
how.
Wait.
Okay. Are they counting him as a mid? Maybe.
Lane
What?
A.
How did...
I think it's because
Interesting.
it's not like I'm guessing when when we get a full, like, yeah, only 12 projections. Once he gets a
Okay.
more full projected percentage, he'll probably move up at least to a double A.
You think
Because
so,
you're right,
right?
that looks tasty. Yeah, Sugawara, excuse me. Saka, Bellingham, Trubin, which I guess makes sense. Saliba and Kvara. Kvara midfield above. Oh, and there's Somerville.
Yeah, our boy Savio's up there. Teze Batarina's an interesting one. He's been dire, really, if we're being honest. Like compared to where he
Zagreb,
was.
similar to Salzburg. We all think that they
Yeah,
should be fantastic, and then they just haven't been doing it. Yeah.
just can't get a DA to save his life.
Yeah.
Is how his story's been recently.
I will say that I feel like I'm more likely to buy into Zagreb now as they're struggling than Ajax. Like,
Yeah,
has Betarina
yeah,
gotten
that's
cheap at all?
um
It's fallen.
falling. Yeah, I guess.
Mark is saying Brandon Nozawa back to starting for FC Tokyo. That's
It's fun.
although they didn't have a good matchup this weekend, right? Yeah, San Frecce.
Yeah, it's not great, is it?
I don't have one. I got rid of mine anyway. When he
Was he under 23?
yeah, for still a while, and now I was like, I still just want no part of this. Yeah, he got benched or maybe injured. Now he's back, I guess. I don't know. That's a situation. I just have no interest in trying to follow J League under 23 goalies that are not Osaka.
Yeah.
But let's see who the goalies are this week. Anyone good?
I think Costa's got a good fixture. I would
Yep.
argue maybe not as good as Trubin's, but yeah, Costa's up there. Meslier is probably a sneaky one. Is not sneaky, but for him to be like 7th on that list or 8th, whatever. He feels low.
That does seem low. Jorgensen
Ooh,
again
that's
away to Granada, which I'm sure Sam would say is just the worst matchup possible.
yeah.
And Bazunu.
Yeah, but Birmingham aren't terrible. Obviously, Rooney just took over. Not that means they're going to beat Southampton, but yeah, you could
He did
argue
such a
this is good
bang-up job
enough.
with DC United. Yeah, I'm sure they'll start.
Yeah. Could James Trafford get one of his maybe only ever clean sheets in the Premier League against Bournemouth?
There we go.
I don't know if Burnley have kept a clean sheet yet. Maybe they have. There's just it feels like there's just a load of random under 23 goalkeepers that I didn't really know existed this year. A lot of them have been that Will Dennis, I guess, for Kilmarnock. There's just loads that I wouldn't even bother knowing exist, honestly, just because I'm not searching for goalkeepers right now. Rest is the new up and coming one. That guy there, Wilhelm Rest.
So I was just about to bring him up.
Yeah.
So I've been looking at U23 goalkeepers, and it made me realize that other than Costa and to a slightly lesser extent Trubin, they're all the same. There's really no.
They all play for
Van
middle.
de Voort, you can make the argument that his future, so it's a little it's good, but they're just guys, and sometimes they get clean sheets. Nobody plays for a super dominant team, and I don't know. It's weird, but yeah, this guy had a few. Did he have one huge game? He just had some very good AA scores, and he's really young. He's 18, 2029.
Yes, wow.
Yeah.
I've been making FIFA career mode shorts and stuff, and he has the highest potential, but not that means too much, but he has the highest potential on FIFA right now of the young sort of keepers. So
yeah,
I think he's the next
jumped out at
French. Me. Yeah,
he's expensive though, and Liverpool
and plays midweeks. To be fair,
he what?
Which is interesting. He plays midweeks, obviously, with Toulouse being in the Europa League. So not that they'll score very well, like you said, playing Liverpool, but.
Yeah. Mickey Fu adds that Sherpen is the number one for Austria. Not that they're completely smashing, but you're right. You're right.
Yeah, I can live with that shout.
Yeah. All right. Let's we've gone a little long here. Let me just see what we got for Cap 240, and we'll get everyone on their way. Johannesson says Iker Alvarez has been amazing since you bought him, Harry.
A beautiful Cap 2. Well, Cap
48.
Yeah, I think he's 28, 29 right now. So he will be getting utilized in 240 this weekend, I believe.
There you go. Stin Breer said Tuchel said Neuer's 100% back for this week.
Ooh, but does he play?
I feel like he's the least trustworthy manager ever.
Yeah,
not Stin Breer, Thomas Tuchel. Martin Terrier, the top spot for Cap 240, which I agree would definitely be the case if I thought he would start, but he didn't even make the squad for the midweek because he played a U21 game this past week as he continues his recovery from a torn ACL. So who knows there? Johnny said Neuer will play against Darmstadt. He said it before the UCL game.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, people say a lot of things, but that's fine. There's nothing better than seeing a player with a 59 L15 still have a AAA in cap mode. So obviously the expectation is that Griezmann absolutely smashes this week.
100%.
Yeah.
Along that with Ronaldo one, he's just come back from
73, and he's still a AAA.
Laird, look who is up there. Can you recognize a name in there that I might have mentioned to you yesterday in our secret Discord? It's the boy. I don't even know. I'd love to know how to pronounce his second name. I'm really bad with pronunciation anyway, but when I won him, I was okay, Rune, what are we going with here? What would you attempt?
Peischeiss.
Okay.
That's what I would say.
Yeah, okay. I can live with that.
I think it's wrong.
Well, I mean, it probably is, but that's not. Yeah, it's tough. Pie. Okay, pie.
We've got our deep French scouting here, Genesis here said, Restus is an all-time goalkeeper talent for France. He'll skip over Chevalier for France selection pretty quickly. Already started for the U21s.
That's insane because Chevalier, I rated Chevalier like incredibly high, so I'm interested to be able to watch. To see how good this Rest is for sure. So Chani's gone with.
Chinese including two letters with umlauts. I don't even know how to pronounce those, so it's really not helpful. I would read that as Pacious.
Yeah, wow. Well, I actually had somebody message me on Discord and want to buy him off me last night. Yeah. So I think they must have looked at this pick score situation because I was like, why is somebody asking me to buy this guy? Like, he's one of the worst defenders you could buy. Obviously, nice L15, but this explains it.
In fairness, and not that his AA was like good in these games, but that is super unlucky to have an own goal, 2 own goals, and an error led to goal. I guess the error led to goal is probably not unlucky. I mean, who knows? But 2 own goals in the last 3 games is tough.
It is tough, 100%. And they're losing by like 4 goals. Yeah. Oh. Should I get a Slonina to? Oh my god.
I watched this match, USG Upin, and they are really bad. Really bad.
Are they really? Yeah.
Germs at wrong place at the right time. Yeah, totally. I don't know, Harry. I think there's a decent chance by the end of next week you have this guy's super rare. Just seems like a card.
I feel like I'm going to use him this weekend in Cap 240, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Just because of how low his cap is, but I don't really have good enough super rares elsewhere to like take too much advantage of it. To be honest, it's just like my goalkeepers are like 55 out 15, so it's like takes a bit of pressure off the next outfielder that I would put in that lineup. But yeah, I could have got like go on. There's 3 on sale, right?
5.
Oh wow, wait, 5 now. That's
wait a minute. This isn't right. That's a duplicate.
Right.
So you're right. 3 on sale. That's a weird duplicate.
I said I would sell it to him. I was like £100, and he was like, "What's that in euros?" and whatever it was. And he was like, "I'll give you 95." I was a bit like, "I want 100 like pounds, not 95 euros." So yeah, I'm happy to use him this weekend. So yeah.
I don't know anything about the guy, but there's nothing jumping out at me that is like, I need to own that card.
Yep.
We've got some goalies down here. Menzel, Schlager, Jonas Lassel. Now we're talking.
Okay. There's your boy Kohut.
Yep. Except I have his forward card, not his I have this one. That's only a AA. I am playing in cap mode though.
Ooh.
Yeah. Somebody mentioned Jorge Brown before in the chat saying he was the most undervalued or cheapest starting something or other. I will say, if you can get over the fact that he is a 37-year-old goalkeeper in Argentina whose season is coming to an end and he's out of contract at the end of the season, his AA scores are pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, for the cheapest goalie on the platform title, he's scoring pretty well.
Yep. Although I say that he's not the cheapest. I know who the cheapest is because I keep using him.
Bologna. The boy. Massive score last night.
Not just last night, Harry. Let's see. 116 was the last trade.
Okay.
Harry,
he scored well last night, no?
He did score well last night, but in 88 last weekend.
Oh.
69 before
that's that. That's a penalty save.
It's a midweek. Penalty save in the clean sheet.
That is ideal against Lanús. Last night, that my Ramos Mingo centre back got a nice little adjustment from like 57 to 60 something with a yellow card, so that was fun. Defensia, a very decent team to have defensively. I know that's kind of ironic, but yeah, they're good. They're decent.
Yeah. Oh, I'm hoping for news on Terrier. That would change everything for me, to be honest, for this weekend.
That'd be huge, right?
Lineup. Pablo
Like
with the best news
18
of
is
the
almost
day.
too low,
Bologna
isn't
in
it?
talks for one more year.
Oh,
Let's go.
like like an L15 of 18. I know we always say like L15 of 0 is great for like a whoever coming back, but like sometimes I feel like an L15 of 18, like can you take advantage of it to the degree where like you're pushing out the 240 is like, with the other 4 players is kind of because otherwise it's pointless, isn't it? He might as well be a 30 because
Yeah.
you're not utilizing it fully. But okay, so not in the squad worrying, I guess.
Slightly. That was last weekend. And then they play tomorrow as well
Okay, so
in
that'll
Greece.
help.
I would be shocked if he made that trip.
Hmm.
And then hope that
I
he
agree.
is good for home against Strasbourg. That's the hope. Anyway. All right. Thank you to everybody for joining. Went a little long, but it's just what happens. I get all fired up when Harry's here. So get a little extra U23 talk. So thank you to everybody for joining. If you could please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Shout out to Quinny, who is hopefully enjoying a great match today at Celtic Park. And yeah, Harry, thank you for all the help today. And good luck this weekend.